We all remember Barney and Friends, the TV show that had been airing since 1992 up to around the 2010s. Well, most of us remember him. Some of us liked and some disliked him. Barney was very popular around the 90s and even the 2000s. Most people who were kids in the 90s or even 2000s will remember who Barney is. The purple dinosaur that is a doll but comes to life by magic. Yeah, that's the dinosaur I'm talking about. He also gets accompanied by two of his best friends, BJ and Baby Bob. And they all make life lessons understandable for children and alike. They have done stuff that Sesame Street would do. However, Sesame Street does things differently compared to how Barney does them. There was a rumor at one point that stated that the fact that Barney and Friends was based on a serial killer from the 1930s. But that was maybe a fury. Is it true? Well, I have no idea. It is possible, though. It isn't confirmed if it was real or not. Other rumors said that a man named Barney would dress up in a dinosaur costume in the 1930s and lure kids to him where he would force them to be happy. But if they acted badly or even refused to any of his demands, the man in the dinosaur costume would do horrible things to the children. I cannot mention what he would do to them, being the extreme of what he does, but that's not the worst part. The worst part of all was a man in the dinosaur costume would kill the kids and hide their bodies in a river. Pretty common for a serial killer to hide the bodies, which it happens to be the same thing all other serial killers do. That's a theory that people started believing around in 2016. I personally don't know if any of that was all true. I'll just say that it's a false. A theory that I came up with was that Barney was a loving father that happened to be a teacher at an elementary school. Most people won't believe that theory I came up with, but let me explain my theory for a bit more understanding. Barney was a father of two young children and an elementary school teacher. That was probably why he loved kids, and he knew how to make them happy. He soon had a son named Billy J. That's where BJ's name came in from, and his daughter's name was Beverly, where Baby Bob's name came from. Barney loved his children, and they went on all sorts of learning adventures, like ABCs and 1-2-3s. The other children we see with Barney and Friends, they were elementary school students from Barney's class. They loved Barney as a teacher at their school, and he would always play with them, as well as his own children. However, Beverly had a few disabilities. There's a few that I can name of: dyslexia, autism, anxiety, and even depression. Due to the disabilities that Beverly had, she attempted to end her own life at the age of 13, mainly because she was bullied for liking kids' TV shows, even ones she truly loved. Due to the bullying, she had attempted to end her own life by overdosing on pills. Her brother Billy J stopped her, and that was when Barney took Beverly to the hospital, where she was diagnosed with depression. Bev was on medications for a long while, but she always loved her father and her older brother. So one day, Barney made Beverly her own dinosaur costume, a Triceratops one for her to wear. It was green and had purple on it as well, so Beverly started to wear it all the time, and felt as if she was free. Billy J got his own dinosaur costume, the same one BJ is. Ever since Beverly got her own dinosaur costume, the one Baby Bop is, he wanted one too, so after his dad got his son a dinosaur costume, he got himself a purple T-Rex costume that resembled Barney. They loved dressing up as dinosaurs in front of the kids, and they finally entertained them with fun and games throughout their years. Within a few years, Beverly had outgrown wearing the costume and have moved on to pursuing her career as a comedian to tell jokes. Billy J had done the same, but he became an actor and got married and moved to Nevada in the US. Barney, on the other hand, he had retired from school when he got too old to teach. So much so he has fond memories of wearing the dinosaur costume. He still kept the ones that his children wore as well as his own, and he has kept them to pass it on to his future grandchildren. Barney and Friends theory, that the one I came up with, may not be believable, but it is what I think it is of what somewhat of an idea of how the show came to be. But the truth about Barney has a lot of questions, and it still does to this day.